G'day guys, welcome back to Griffo's Garage. Last video we changed an alternator on my daily 2009 Hilux. Everyone knows that feeling. You get in your car after a night shift and so new alternator. Turns out I had a faulty alternator, the new one, sorry. So I've finally sorted that out. New alternator, new battery, she's running like new again. And now it's time to actually give this car some love because it's been a while. There's a couple things I want to do to it, but it's pointless doing, you know, some fancy mods if the car doesn't run or isn't maintained. So today we're going to maintain it, do a major service on it. I'll show you through the kit that I've bought and what I'm going to do. Pretty straightforward, but for anyone that hasn't serviced their car before, hopefully this helps you. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, thanks for dropping in. If you're a returning viewer, thank you again, because I know it means a lot. And let's get stuck into it, I guess. So the kit that I bought is Ryko kit. You can actually buy just the complete filter kit, which has everything in it. So that's the part number for complete filter kit for a 2.7 litre Toyota Hilux, 2 TRFE, as you saw on the box. So oil, air, fuel and cabin filter. I've done them all before, but it's definitely been a while. So we'll get these out and I'll run you through how to get them changed. First filter, fairly straightforward. You've got your air filter in this box. One clip, two clips, and three clips. And that little pop off. And that is your air filter. This doesn't look too bad, but it's been a while since it's changed, so may as well change it. It came in the kit, so and the price of that kit was probably half the price buying it like that. So I bought the whole kit. So I went to my local parts shop. They don't sell the kit, so I bought it off eBay. Local parts shop basically wanted double the price for each of those filters. So hopped on eBay, searched for my car, and Ryko does a full kit for it, which is handy. So so you put your filter back in there, 3 clips, tight, 1 filter done. Next filter, cabin filter. I actually never changed one of these before in this car. So it's behind the glove box. What you want to do, open your glove box, and then there's two points behind your glove, in your glove box that you want to push in, and then the whole glove box will come out. And this up here is where your cabin filter fits, and that is why my aircon's been rubbish. Look at that. I've owned this car maybe 6 years and that has never been changed, and that is why my aircon's running like garbage. So glad I got that done. I actually didn't realise these had a cabin filter until I saw it in the kit. So and then easy installation, you just look at a filter. The arrow is the direction of airflow, so this is your fan. You want to put it in this way. Put this cover back on. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. It needs to that needs to sit in there and clip. Done. That's awesome. That's disgusting, but it's done now. So that's 2 filters done. Alright, filter number 3, fuel filter. If you go to the passenger side of your engine bay, and you'll see left hand side of your engine, you see this bad boy here, that's your fuel filter. Under this bracket, 10 mil. Enough to slide that out. And then push down, press the 2 clips in, and that top fitting will come off. A little bit of fuel will come out from just residual pressure in the fuel line, being air fire, and then that filter should just pop out like like so. And then the bottom one, got a clip. Push your fittings and push it. Quickly get your new filter. Bottom hose. Clip. Push it through your bracket. Top hose. Click. And then tighten your bracket up. Boom, that's 3 filters done. Another thing I like to do after changing a fuel filter, because I'm paranoid, is just sit there with your ignition on for a second, start it up, let it run for a little bit, make sure there's no leaks. Looks pretty good to me. Sure, there's another way you could probably do that fuel filter, but if you know that you got fuel pressure in there, which you're going to have, and you got your new filter there, just quickly out in before you get too much fuel anywhere, and it gets the job done. So that's done. Drain some oil and change of oil filter. So let's show you where the oil filter is. So if you look at the passenger side of your engine, you got your engine sump. On the passenger side, on the back side, you've got your, what looks like, I don't know, 16 mil drain bung right here. So we'll drain that. And your oil filter is driver side, about halfway down your engine is there. So that's your oil filter. I've probably got a date on it actually when it was last changed. 28th the 6th 22 is when I changed that filter last. What's that? 18 months. That's not good. Yeah, well, looks like we've got a decent oil leak here too. Might try and find where that's coming from. Might ignore it and forget it even exists. Another thing you want to do before draining your oil, I've just had this for a drive, but you want to make sure your oil's warm. When it gets warm, it gets thin, which means you're just going to drain a lot more of the oil that's in the engine instead of being cold and thick and icky. So make sure your oil's warm before you drain it, just to get your maximum amount of oil out of your engine. Get your 14 mil, get your strong arm, crack your bung, and if you've had your car running, it's going to be hot, so just be cautious of that. Another thing to speed up the process you can do is undo your, of course the wind wants to pick up every time you drain oil. Another thing you want to do is open your oil cap, and that'll just speed up the process. That oil definitely smells like it needs to be changed. And I just remembered I haven't got oil yet. One thing I suggest when you're doing an oil service on your car is you get oil. It definitely helps. You gotta stay hydrated and caffeinated. You want to make sure you get all that oil out. All of it. Every little bit. God dang it. Bloody wind. My landlord's going to be so pissed. Wipe the old oil off. And you torque that drain bung to correct specs. Click. Then you're going to get your oil filter removal tool if your oil filter's too tight to undo by hand, which mine is. So I just got this cheap one. Basically, as you undo it, the 3 jaws come in and clamp down on the filter, and then as you rotate it, they clamp on the filter and you loosen it at the same time. So that's what I've got. So let's get that the filter out of there. So once you've got your tool on there, just spin it anti-clockwise, then that filter will loosen. And this is awfully hard to do with one hand, so I'll be back in a second. Right, I found an old bottle of oil just left over from the last service. What you want to do, clean up where your oil filter is, clean up all your oil and everything, get some clean new oil, and then put it around your O-ring like so, just like that, and then spin him on. As I said, this is a mission trying to do it one-handed, but you get it. There you go. Now you don't want to use the tool to tighten that. You just want to hand tighten it, and then once you put oil in it, obviously make sure it doesn't leak. So that's all that needs, is just a firm grip. That's all that needs. All right, let's go grab some oil. Rightio, oil acquired. This 7 litre actually comes with like a little spout. So I've never used these before, so let's try that out. Hopefully it doesn't make a mess. Oh, they make these lids childproof. Aha! Okay, here we go. I don't like it. I'm getting the funnel. Rightio, oil is full. Time to start it up. Make sure that there's nothing in the engine bay that's going to get caught. And make sure there's no leaks. So I'll wait for the oil to settle down so we can check it again. I've got some, what do they call it, bug spars. Put that in your windscreen washer. I definitely rate this stuff. Keeps your windscreen clean, and with new wipers it works quite well. So yeah, get the hose. A couple other things you want to check while you're under here. You want to check power steering fluid, so that's good. You want to check your belt, so that belt was only changed a couple of months ago, so there is nothing wrong with it. Coolant, you can see the full line down here and we're only just below it, so that's good. We did the window washers. There is also brake fluid. Yep, maximum line here, and we're sitting there. Smells like it could use a change, maybe another day. What else? While you're under the car, you just want to make sure there's no leaks like we did. You want to make sure, you know, your bushes are good, your tyres are good, there's no leaks from your brakes, your cooling system's not leaking. And now I also have some nylon injector cleaner. So normally what you're meant to do is put the whole container in your fuel tank when you fill your fuel up. I normally just run a half a fuel tank all the time, so this is good for half a fuel tank. So it's just a matter of opening your fuel tank and pouring it in. How old were you when you realised that on the inside of your fuel cap, your fuel flap, there's a holder for your fuel tank cap? The things you learn, eh? That'll do it. So we've got some diff oil there and some gearbox oil as well. So before we do that, put some windscreen wipers. As you can see, mine are due for a change. They have been for a while, so that's why we're doing them. It's just a matter of, there's a clip under here, push the clip in, like so. I'll be back in a second. Come on, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. So, just like that. Pull the button in, push the button in, sorry, remove the whole lot. These come in two sizes for the whole, for the Toyotas. There's a you've got a 107, which is a 21 inch, and then you've got a 105, which is a 19 inch. So just work out which one your short one is and which one your long one is. Alright, to get it back in, it is just to push up in. That clip's not meant to fall out. If that clip does fall out, it just pushes back in there. Alright, then it's just a matter of sliding it over the arm of your wiper and putting on until you hear that click. So that's how you know it's good. Pro tip for young players: before you drain oil, any oil, engine oil, gearbox oil, diff oil, make sure you open the fill plug, because the last thing you want to do is drain that oil and not be able to get the fill plug off. Trust me, learn from experience. 24mm socket. Oh. Doesn't look too bad. Definitely smells burnt. Never changed it since I've owned it. Doesn't look like much on the magnet either, so that's awesome. Thought I just saw oil leaking from a puddle about here. You might not be able to see it, but it's just the aircon. Definitely had me worried for a second. I thought I had oil leaking from where I just changed it, but that's aircon, don't stress. These bottles actually have a child-proof lock on them. They have this cool little fill tube in them, so you just undo the plug, make sure the tap is tight, the lid's tight, and then just squeeze away till it's in there. Alright, you know it's done when you start getting oil coming out of that fill point. So I think it says 2.9 litres. These bottles are 2.5 each, so it only needed a smidge more out of that bottle, so that's good. Don't forget to torque them to spec. Click. And put the lid on that bottle for next time. Alright, last but not least, gearbox oil. Same thing, 24mm. Crack the fill point before you think about draining it. And then now, this hasn't been done since I've owned it either, so oh, it doesn't look too bad. Now undo that fill bung to stop that blop, 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 blop. There you go. Alright, same as the diff. Same bottle setup and everything. It's got one of these fill necks on it. I actually I rate it quite well. That's the Penrite range, so quite easy to use, just on its side and squirt it in until it's full. So now for the hardest job of the whole service, is trying to get this oil in that bottle without dropping any. Boom, baby. All right, just like that. Hilux serviced. Oh, the air coming out of that now. I'll tell you what. That aircon filter definitely was blocked. What do they call it? Cabin filter. That cabin filter definitely was blocked. But the air coming out of that now is awesome. Anyway, that's the end of that one. Thanks for dropping in. You know, I do appreciate the support from each and every one of you. If you're new to the channel, thank you. Thanks for dropping in. Like and subscribe to the video. If you're a returning viewer, thank you also. I do appreciate you as well. Anyway, Hilux is serviced. I'm gonna go take it for a good run. It's had a new battery, new alternator, engine oil, oil filter, air filter, cabin filter, diff oil, transmission oil, window wipers. Let's see how they go. Hey, like a bloody new one. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers, bye. Man.